Yo, yo, yo.
Hey, what's going on, bro?
Good, how are you, bro?
Man, I can't complain. Today's a little bit hectic, but that's the life of an entrepreneur. So,
Yes, sir. What are some wins for the day so far? How many calls you book?
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me? Hello? Can you hear me now? Hello?
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
All right, cool. Nice, bro. What are some wins for the week so far?
So, first off, like I told you, I'm definitely getting a lot more responses. So my response rate is going through the roof for sure. Everybody's pretty much hitting me back. Just was going down my followers and just messaging everybody, being friendly. Keeping it
Nice.
casual, and they're hitting me back. And I have two book calls so far.
Nice. That's awesome, bro. Really great stuff, bro. Way to take fast action on that. And as you send more DMs, you're gonna get more of those conversations and just keep it casual, right? Like based on certain people. See if they need it, see if they don't. If they hit you up for it, great. If not, you don't have to force it because it's kind of like relationship building, right? It's kind of like you don't want to go up to a stranger and be like, hey, bro, do you want to buy my coaching program? Or like, hey, what's up, girl? You want to marry me? It's like, no, it doesn't work like that, right? So it's all about relationship building. And, like sometimes like people will say that they're interested. If not, if the conversation is good, they're responding back and all that stuff. Like they'll tell you, hey, I'm interested in fitness, or they just keep it casual, right? You kind of feel it out, based on your emotional intelligence to be like, all right, like, does this person kind of like want it? Does it kind of need it based on their profile picture and based on their personality? Are they the type to want the coaching or not, right? Um, but yeah, today's video, let's or like today's call, let's go over the sales script. So let me
Yeah, and I apologize. I'm in my truck right now. I had a little incident in my apartment,
yeah,
uh, so I had to get out of the house.
all good, bro. Hopefully everything's going okay with that.
Yeah, bro. I tried to cook some food. I just hit the gym trying to get these gains in, and I had a gas leak in my stove, so I had to call 911, and they had to come fix that. So they told me to just get out of the house for a little bit.
Oh man, sorry to hear that, bro.
Nah, it's cool, bro. It's cool.
Yeah. All right. All right. So basically, the first thing in terms of like sales mindset is you always got to have the mindset of like changing their life around, right? Because like whether they sign up with you, if they sign up with you, they're gonna change their life around, right? If they don't, they're gonna stay stuck and not change their life around. So that's basically it, right? So in terms of whether they sign up or not, what you want to always think about is you either sell or you get sold on their excuses, right? Because like they're either gonna be like, yeah, let's sign up. I want to change my life around. Let's commit. And they're gonna get into the nitty-gritty of like working out, dieting, steps, all that good stuff. And they're committed because they financially invested, right? It's like, hey, I'm like signifying my commitment to you. Or they can be like, hey, bro, can I actually check my finances and get back to you? I get paid next Friday. Can I get back to you on that? Can I let you know and let me think about it, right? So a lot of the
Right.
times, right, you either get them to commit to changing their life around or you get sold on their excuses, right? So essentially how the sales framework goes is in the beginning, right? It's kind of just like building rapport, right? It's like, hey, how's it going, bro? Like, how's everything going? How's the weather? Where you calling out of? Right? Just building the rapport. It's like, hey, just striking up that conversation, keep it pretty light, pretty simple. But then now, after you go through that entire process, you can just be like, hey, bro, like, how's everything going? How's the weather? Where are you calling out of? And then they can be like, yeah, the weather's been amazing out here. I'm living out here in Texas, and yeah, it's absolutely beautiful right now. Can't complain. How about yourself? And then you can be like, yeah, bro, like I'm from Chicago. Like weather here is getting a little bit warmer, this and that, right? Just be friendly a little bit about it. And then next, right, you can just set the frame for the call, right? Set the frame for the call. So what this is you let them know, like, what's the purpose of this call, right? We're not just on a call, just on a call, right? It's like, hey, would love to get to know your background, would love to get to know what you're struggling with your fitness, would love to know where you want to go in the next 6 to 12 months with your fitness goals, right? And then see, like how I can potentially help. And if you're a good fit to join the program, I would like to extend an offer for you, by the end of the call. Sound cool? Right? And then they're going to be like, sounds good, right? Because you just want them to accept the frame. Because if they initially are like, oh, I thought it was a free call, this is not what it is, bro. Like, it's like a qualification call, right? To see where you're at, hear your background, hear your story, hear what you're struggling with, and see like where you want to go in the next 6 to 12 months, right? In hopes that, like they're gonna join your program. So you want them to accept the call. Most people, like 99% of people, they're always like, yeah, sounds good, bro. Like they know they're on a call and they're about to be pitched by the end of the program if it's a good fit, right? So they're like, sounds good, bro. So first, you can ask them the first question, like, what inspired you to hop on today's call, right? Just so like you get them talking about like, oh, like why was it that you hopped on today's call, right? Because you want them to share the purpose and the reasoning on why they're on a call with you, right? You kind of like sell them in the very first place, right? It's like, hey, like what kind of inspired you to hop on today's call? And then this is how they're gonna typically respond. They're gonna be like, yeah, man, I've been just wanting to like lose about 25 pounds for the summer, be more fit, be more healthy, and overall just have better energy and confidence. Right. So like it's like surface level stuff. It's like, okay, cool, bro. Let's jump straight into it. And then you can be like, absolutely, bro. And I guess, like for you right now, like how much do you currently weigh? Right. So now you gather information about that person, whether it's a guy or a girl. You kind of ask them, it's like, hey, like how much do you currently weigh right now? They're gonna be like, oh, like I'm 200 pounds right now. And then you ask them how tall are they, right? So you get a gauge of where they're currently at because 200 pounds for a 6'4" dude, that's pretty normal, right? But 200 pounds when you're 5'4" is a whole different story, right? So let's just say he's like 5'7", okay? And he's 200 pounds. So he's like 30, 40 pounds overweight, typically, right? Unless he's like freaking jacked and yoked, right? But for the most part, 5'7" guys, at 200 pounds, not looking too great. So like a lot of times they'll be like, yeah, I want to lose like 25, 30 pounds of fat, right? Right. Cool. Gotcha. So you just affirm it. It's like, gotcha. So you're 200 pounds right now. You're 5'7". You ultimately want to lose those 25 to 30 pounds, right? And they're going to be like, yeah, like that's what I want to do. So now you ask them, like, why is it important for them to lose these 25 to 35 or 25 to 30 pounds? Like, why? Right. So this is where they're going to tell you all the reasons behind it. And then they're going to be like, yeah, like, kind of like what I told you is like, I just want to be more fit, to be more fit, be more healthy, have like better energy, have more confidence and just look better. Right. So they'll repeat.
I have a question.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if you were about to answer it. Do you? So you purposely asked them like the same question multiple times? Like I don't know if you were about to repeat that. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
So this is a way for them to continuously repeat their goals, right? The more you get people to repeat their goals and why they want it, the more they want it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So it's like if I like let's say like for you, right? It's like hey, like what kind of inspired you to hop on today's call? And you're like, bro, I want to hit 10K months, all that stuff, right? And then you say it the first time, but then I figure out some more information again, and then I'll be like, okay, I guess, like, why is it important for you to hit these 10K months, right? And then now you tell me again, like deeper, right? The reason why you want to hit these 10K months, right?
Got it.
Go a lot deeper into that. It's like, bro, like I want to change people's lives. I want to make more impact. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to be my own boss. And you go into the specific details of it, right? So this is what you're kind of doing in this time and place right now, right? So you ask them, it's like, why is it important for them to lose these 25 pounds? So this is where like you kind of use a different tonality because tonality is very important, right? Especially when it comes to sales and especially when it comes to questions like these. Like you kind of want to stutter a little bit and you kind of want to like kind of like sound like you're kind of thinking a lot and you genuinely care, right? Because the tonality of like, so why do you want to lose 25 to 30 pounds? Right? Versus so like Desir, like I guess for you right now, like why is it that you want to lose these 25 to 30 pounds, right? Way different, way different in terms of tonality, and you get a different response, right? And then now it's kind of like now you're like, huh, why do I want to lose 25 to 30 pounds? And then you start thinking deeper, right? Tonality slows it down and makes the prospect thinks a lot deeper, right? And then now they're like, man, I just want to be more fit. I want to be more healthy. I want to have better energy. I want to have more confidence in myself and just ultimately look better, right? So when they give you that list, you take notes, right? Because they said they want to be more fit, they want to be more healthy, they want to have better energy, have more confidence, and look better, right? So they basically gave you one, two, three, four, five things for you to ask deeper upon, right? So now you go deeper. It's like kind of peeling the onion, right? To get to the deeper questions. So like you can like typically I would skip the be more fit, right? Because it's generally like pretty similar to being healthy. So I always dive deeper, especially if they say being more healthy. So this is what I say. So I guess, for you, like, what does being healthy mean to you specifically? Ooh, now you get them thinking deeper because healthy is just like your definition of healthy is different. My definition is like different. Like mine might be like, yeah, I just want to like have more energy, like eat healthy foods. But for, some other people, it's like, man, I don't want these health complications. I don't want diabetes. I don't want high cholesterol. I don't want cancers and, like all these bad health complications, right? So now you're gonna ask like, so I guess like what does it mean for you to, or like why do you want to be more healthy? So now you get them talking. It's like, man, like if I'm being honest with you, Nasir, like my family has a history of diabetes, high cholesterol, and just high blood uh, uh high blood pressure, right? And I'm like 29 years old. I see my parents and aunts taking all these pills and medications, and I just don't want to end up in the same place, right? So now it gets deeper, right? And then now you can ask like a little bit more and you can just ask another follow-up question like, can't like, I hear you, bro. And then you can just repeat the things. Is like, yeah, it's like your family has a history of high like diabetes, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, and that you see your parents and your aunts taking all these pills and medications, and you just don't want to end up in the same place, right? And then they're gonna be like, yeah. And then you can be like, yeah, I hear you, bro. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? Right? Now they're going a lot deeper, even upon that too, right? And then now they might open up to you and be like, bro, like, they're gonna be like, man, it's it's been like years and years of just seeing my family go to the doctors, like hospital visits, all these pills, medications, and I just hate seeing them like that, right? And sometimes I'm the one driving them to these places, and I just don't want to be in that situation myself. So I know I need to get healthier, right? Now you're talking, bro, right? Because now you're going a lot deeper into the why, and you're like, this is like only the first part of the call, right? Now you got someone to open up with you, it's like to kind of like their story a little bit on why they want to be healthier, right? And then they might be like, yeah, I also want to just be, the healthiest I can be for myself, my future spouse, and for my future kids. And I know that taking care of my health, especially in my 20s, will set me up for that in the future. And then this is where you just affirm and be like, bro, I love that. It sounds like you're this type of person, right? Just affirm. It's like, dude, it sounds like you're already thinking about this. I'm so proud of you. I commend you for that because so many people, they don't even think about that, right? They don't even think about, like their health, and they don't think about their future spouse. They don't think about their future kids. So I just want to commend you, for wanting to take action right now, right? Any questions so far?
No, bro, it all makes sense.
Perfect. And then now you dialed in with being more healthy. And then now you dial in with having more energy, right? So like let me go back to what we talked about earlier. You mentioned that you wanted to have better energy, right? Like what's your energy like, on a day-to-day basis right now? Can you tell me a little bit about that? And then they're gonna be like, yeah, my energy is pretty low. Like I always get super tired at work around 2 p.m. And I used to be a lot more energetic and want to get things done um, when I was a lot more fit and active back in the day. But nowadays, I just want to take a nap midday, and I just feel sluggish. And sometimes I rely on coffee to get me through the day, right? So if they say something like that, right, it's like okay, like your energy's pretty low. It's affecting your work. It's affecting how you perform, right? And you rely on coffee to get you through the day, right? And now you ask them deeper questions. It's like, I guess, like how do you feel like that has been, or like one question you can ask is like, how long have you been struggling with that for? Have you been struggling with that for? Right. So the reason why I asked this question is because you kind of want to see how long they have been in this type of pain, right? So in the pitch, when they say, "Oh, let me think about it," and all that stuff, right? You can bring it back. Be like, "Yo, it's like, didn't you mention that you were struggling with these issues for like 2 years now?"
Fire,
Right?
fire.
Right? 2 years, right? It's like now you get to call them out and be like, yo, dude, you've been struggling for the last 2 years, right? So now, right, it's like you just figure out that you've been struggling for 2 years. And now you ask, like, how do you feel like that has affected you and your performance at work or just in general? Right? So the reason why you want to ask that is because, for a lot of men, they want to be high performers. They want to be high achievers, right? And now you ask them the question, is like, how do you feel like that has affected you and your performance at work, right? Or just in general, right? Because you don't want to just tie it straight to work. Like, that's why you add the question of like, or just in general, right? Because sometimes people might not care about work, right? Some guys might not care about work. They might talk about relationship stuff, right? Hey, I'm not showing up as a man. It's like in my relationship because I always tell my significant other, I'll go shopping with her, but I never end up doing it because I'm just so tired all the time. Stuff like that, right? So the reason why I say this is because how do you feel like that has affected you? Right now, it's emotion, right? A lot of the times, I ask that because it's like you want them to feel some type of emotion. People feel the emotion and they justify it with logic, right? They always make emotional decisions, but they always justify it with logic. So what like this comes down to is they're gonna be like, man, like it's affected me in so many ways, been affecting me in so many different ways. Like I feel like I could perform so much better at my job. I want to ultimately get promoted, but I know that the work that I'm producing isn't up to par. And sometimes with my significant other, she asks me to go shopping or get groceries or just walk in the park, but I just don't have the energy to go do it. And sometimes I feel kind of bad. Right. So now it's affected his work, it's affected his relationships. Now you ask deeper questions on that, right? In both of those areas, right? So I guess, like if you kept on going down this path of not taking care of your health, not taking care of your fitness, not committing to your goals, how do you feel like the next 6 to 12 months would be with your work, right? You say it with that like tonality, right? And then now it's like, man, I don't know. I don't know. Like I wouldn't be feeling good. I'd feel terrible, honestly. And I don't want myself to get to that point where I'm underperforming even more. And I know that if I don't take control over my health and fitness right now, I'm not gonna get the promotion that I want at my job, right? And then just take some time, right? Just like nod a little bit. Just, gotcha, bro. Yeah. And then just affirm him, right? On basically everything. It's like, yeah, I feel you, bro. And maybe sometimes you can share a story too. It's like, man, I worked with a guy, exactly in your position, right? He was at a point where he was at this crossroads of, wanting to take care of his health, wanting to, get better with his fitness, wanting more energy, wanting more performance. But then he was, it's like faced with the, it's like point where it's just like, man, like, do I want to keep on going down the same path that I've been going? Or do I want to get committed with my health and fitness, like seriously? And, luckily for him, he decided to, make that commitment and to completely change his life around. And now he's 30 pounds down. He's having more energy. He got promoted at work, whatever, right? Just share some type of story, right? Because facts tell, stories sell, right? So here, right? You say that, right? And you're just like, bro, like relating his story with someone that's already been successful, right? And you're kind of planting in the seed. It's like the reason why he's successful is because he signed up. But you're not flat out saying that, right? You're just sharing a story of a successful client or someone in his similar position, right, that has succeeded and what he did, right? Nonchalantly, right? You're just like throwing it in there. It's like a humble flex, right? And that's going to register in his mind, right? It's like, oh, yeah, like he committed to working with you so that he's going to change his life and have more energy, right?
Right.
And then after that, you can just be like, okay, absolutely, bro. And I know you mentioned your relationships too, right? And I guess in what ways has your energy levels affected your relationship, you think? And then he's gonna elaborate, like, can you tell me a little bit more about, it's like your situation, in terms of your relationship right now? I know you mentioned briefly that sometimes she asks you to go shopping or groceries and walk in the park, but you just don't have the energy and you feel kind of bad for it. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? And then they're gonna be like, yeah, bro, like, sometimes I feel like I'm not, so sometimes I'm not feeling like the man I need to be for my significant other. I've been kind of slacking in that realm of my life. I always try my best to love her and care for her, but sometimes due to my low energy levels, I can see that sometimes she's a little bit sad or a little bit sad or a little bit sad that um we don't do certain activities together because I say no or don't have the energy to do it, right? And then right here, you can honestly end it right here, right? Just affirm him once again, right? But you can honestly end it right here. And then now you do a mini recap of everything, right? So just based on everything that you told me so far, right? You're currently 200 pounds, you're 5'7". You want to lose 25 to 30 pounds of fat, right? You want to be more fit, be more healthy, have more energy, have more confidence, because ultimately your family has a diabetes or a history of diabetes, high cholesterol, high blood pressure. You're 29 years old right now, and you see like your parents and your aunts taking all these pills and medications, and you just ultimately don't want to end up at the same place, right? And then he's like, yeah. It's like, I hear you, bro. So, and another thing too is like, it's been years and years of just seeing your family go to the doctors, hospital visits, pills, medications, and you just hate seeing them like that. And sometimes you're the one driving them to these places and you don't want to be in that situation yourself, right? So you want to be more healthy and you just want to be the healthiest that you can be for yourself, your future spouse, and for your future kids. And that that taking care of your health, especially in your 20s, is going to set you up for that, right? And not only that, but your energy levels lately have been slacking a little bit or have been pretty low. You always get super tired around 2 p.m. You used to have a lot more energy back in the day, feel a lot more fit and active back in the day. But nowadays, you just want to take naps midday. You just feel sluggish. And sometimes you rely on coffee to get you through the day, right? It's like, right. And not only that, but you've been struggling with like low energy levels for the last 2 years, and that's affected you not only in terms of work, but also in your relationships, right? And it's like sometimes you just want to, perform better at your job. You want to get promoted. You feel like the work that you're producing isn't up to par, and sometimes with your significant other, right? You're not just showing up in the way that you should be as a man for her, even though you always try to do your best to love her and care for her, but you can't due to your low energy levels. Anything that I'm missing? Nah, bro, you got it all. You hit it on the head with that, right? Now it's like all the pain that he's feeling, right? You got to know his life story, basically. And when you think about it, who's out here asking people these questions? Nobody. When was the last time you asked one of your buddies these questions? Never, right? Right? It's like you go so deep and then they just open up to you and they're like, bro, like they feel like they got like weight like lifted off their like off their shoulders, right? It's like, dang, bro, I can't believe I just told this coach, like all my struggles and insecurities and why I'm struggling with what I'm struggling and all that stuff, right? So ultimately, right here, you can go even deeper if you want. Like if you feel like you want to, like you just want to understand this client even better, you can talk about confidence and looking better, right? You can do that for the last part, right? So like the last thing, bro, like you mentioned how you want to look better and have more confidence. Can you tell me a little bit more about that as well? Right. And then he's gonna tell you, he's like, man, like my clothes aren't fitting right. It's like every single time I put on a shirt, I always have to try a baggier option. And I just don't like the way that clothes are fitting on me. It used to fit pretty well, but now like I can't even go to it's like a regular store and shop anymore. I have to go to like the big boy sizes and I just don't want to be in that situation, right? Like could be it, right? It's ultimately up to you. You don't want to drag on the call for too long, but if you really want to get in there, right? Dig out all the pain, right? You talk about being more healthy, being fit, having more energy, having more confidence, and looking better, right? Sometimes you can categorize, it's like these parts together. Like being more fit and being more healthy could be one category. Having more energy could be the second category, and having more confidence and looking better could be another category, right? So you kind of like fit those things together, but then, like that's kind of like going into their pain, right? If there's no pain, there's no struggle, there's no sale, right? There's no life transformation because it's like if you don't have a desire to get better, then like why are we on the call, right? But there's a struggle, there's a problem that needs to be solved. And the reason why you want to ask all these questions is to dig out all those problems, right? And it's a bigger deal when you think about it. It's like, dude, it's like you're not showing up as the man for your significant other, right? How big of a problem is that? That's very big, right?
Yeah.
Two, it's like you're not showing up with work, right? You're underperforming. How big of a problem is that? Very big, right? You don't like the way that you look, the way that you feel, right? And you're not as healthy as possible. And this is going to lead you to doctor's visits, hospital visits, pills, medications, and you have a family history. How big of a problem is that? Very big of a problem, right? Now, there's a solution to all those things. It's through your coaching, right? So now you can be like, okay, just recap everything that they said. And then now you go into the dream outcome, right? So, like, tell me, bro, like, where do you ultimately see yourself in the next 6 to 12 months from now? Like, let's say, like, if I had like a magic wand and I can just give you everything that you wanted with your fitness goals, with your health, with your confidence, with the way that you're looking and feeling, what would that be for you, bro? Like, close your eyes right now and visualize that. What would that be, right? And then now he's going to close his eyes and he's going to be like, bro, I would be 30 pounds down. I would have more energy. I would have more confidence. I would walk around. I would have this swagger to me. Like my demeanor would just be so much different. I would be more social. I would perform better at work. I would get promoted. I would have, a flat stomach, maybe some abs popping out for the summer. My girl's all over me. Like she's happy in our relationship. I'm showing up as the man that I need to be, right? I don't have to take all these like pain medications and pills and all that stuff because I know that I'm a super healthy individual, right? And I don't have to go to the big boy clothing sizes at the malls and I can actually shop regularly and feel confident and look good in everything that, I'm wearing, right? So like that's what they're going to tell you, right? In the next 6 to 12 months, that's what they ultimately want, right? If they were to get like 1 second, a little bit loud here.
Wait, you said I'm loud?
No, no, like like there's like a leaf blower outside right now.
Oh, I didn't even hear.
Oh, um, so with that, right? You just want to ask them like within the next 6 to 12 months, like what's the magical solution, or like what do you want ideally to happen, right? What's the dream outcome, right? And they're gonna tell you everything. It's like this, I would look better, I would be more healthy, I would be more confident, I would do this, I would do that, right? Like they'll 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 tell you everything that you need to know about their dream outcome. Right. So it's like look better, feel better, perform better, like better relationship, better health, clothes fitting better, feeling like the man, having a flat or stomach, or having abs, right? And tons more energy and confidence, right? They're gonna tell you something like that, right? And then now they're like super excited. They're like hyped up. They're thinking about their future, right? When people think about their future and where they want to be, and like if they were to get to that point, they're like so excited now, right? You took them to the lowest of lows, right? Got them to the pain, but now you're getting them to highs of highs. Like, hey, bro, like where do you want to be 6 to 12 months from now? Like, where do you want to take your life, bro? Like, let's think about it, right? Let's think about where we want to set our targets. Let me see, like, let's set this as our target and our goal right now, right? And then they're gonna tell you all these things, and you can elaborate on that more, right? And you're gonna be like, dude, how would it feel knowing that you would feel that like the man, you having a flat stomach, you having better health, you having better relationships, you having more energy, you having more confidence. How do you feel like that would change your life for the better, you would say, right? How do you feel like that would change your life for the better, you you'd think, or you'd feel, right? So now they're gonna be like, man, like my life would be amazing, bro. Like I would do this, I would do that. Like they're thinking about all the things that, like that would happen in their life if they were to accomplish this. I would be more healthy, I would be more confident, I would do better with the ladies, I would have a different demeanor to myself, I would perform better at my job, I would get promoted, I would make more money, right? Any guy would want that, right? It's like just getting better, right? But now you have to break it to them, right? It's like obviously we're not there yet, bro. What do you feel like you're missing in terms of your fitness journey that's holding you back from accomplishing that goal, right? So this is where you come into play, right? What roadblocks with your fitness, right? It's like, man, don't know what to do in the gym, right? No set structure, don't know proper form, don't know exactly what to eat, when to eat, how much to eat, and what to avoid, lack of accountability and support. Uh, Someone in my corner reminding me do these things, right? So this is what they're gonna tell you. It's like, man, like quite honestly, like I just don't know what I'm doing in the gym. I don't have any set structure. I don't know proper form. I don't know what to eat, when to eat, how much to eat, and what to avoid. and just lacking the accountability and support and just having someone in my corner reminding me to do these things. And then you're gonna be like, gotcha, bro. So I guess like what are you gonna do? Right? And now it's like awkward, right? It's like, so I guess like what do you think you're gonna do now? Right? It's like, that's why I reached out to you, bro. Right? That's what they're
Right,
gonna
right.
say. Right. That's why I reached out to you, bro. Cool. Absolutely, man. Like I can definitely tell you, it's like you're in good hands. Like would love to share with you exactly what my program is, what I can offer you, and how I could potentially help you out. Sound cool? Now you go into your pitch, right? You go into your pitch and you can just like the pitch is pretty simple for the most part. Let's say like you pitch a 6 month program, right? It's like workouts, diet, accountability, mindset, right? Or like you don't even need the mindset in there. Just like workouts, diet, accountability, whatever you do. I do these four, right? Workouts, diet, accountability, and mindset. So basically you're gonna break down these four components for them, right? First is gonna be the workouts. So this is how you pitch it, right? Workouts. And you're gonna be like, the workouts are designed to help you dream out or achieve dream outcome slash get rid of the pain they're in. So what I mean by this is the workouts are designed to help you lose 20 to 25 to 30 pounds of fat, be more fit, be more healthy, have more energy, have more confidence, and look better. We're going to do this through designing you a structured workout program that's going to tell you the reps, sets, rest times, tempo, give you the exercise demonstrations all laid out on an app for you so that you have zero guesswork so you can lose fat, build muscle, and accomplish your goals with ease. Any questions? No questions, right? So you always want to tie into your pitch and what you're delivering to what they want to accomplish or what they want to get rid of, right? So now you go into the diet and nutrition part, right? So the diet and nutrition aspect is going to account for 80% of your results. In our diet and nutrition program, we're going to help you. Now you look back at your notes. It's like we're going to show you the exact foods you need to eat so that you can have more energy, you can perform better, and you can ultimately just get better with your life, right? Or just something like that. Like I'm like jumbling it up right now, but you can figure out, based on the notes that you took right now, right? It's like the diet plan is going to specifically be for those goals because that's what you told me. That's important to you, right? So now you tie back into, what they're struggling with. The diet plan is 80% of your result. It's going to help you lose those 20 to 25 pounds, help you be more healthy, have more energy, and, be more energetic. And, like you mentioned how you were sluggish and all that stuff, right? We're going to show you the exact foods you need to eat to fuel your body up so that you can perform optimally, so that you can get your promotion, so that you can perform better at your job, so that you can show up as the man you need to be in your relationship. Ooh, powerful stuff now, right? Don't you
Yeah,
get excited thinking about it?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right? It's like
Yeah,
if you were this individual, you're like, bro, I'm excited thinking about that. Right? It's like,
right.
oh, you gonna give me that, bro? You gonna give me that? Yeah, I'm gonna give you that. Right? And then now it's accountability, right? And you can just be like, bro, like you've been struggling for the last 2 years in terms of your fitness goals and, gaining all this weight, right? It doesn't have to be that way, right? Like I'm going to be here, to help you, support you in your corner. And I'm going to be a coach that is here to listen to you, care for you, hear you out, and also encourage you and support you on your journey, right?
because every man needs extra accountability to perform better in his life, right?
Right.
Like, remember back when you were in high school and college, like all your buddies are like, hey, let's go work out together. Let's play sports together, right? But after you graduate, after, it's like you get a little bit older, everyone does their own thing. They're not hitting you up the same way, and you lose that accountability. That's why I'm here, and I'm going to be in your corner, providing you with that support, providing you with that accountability so that you can achieve your dream outcome and get rid of the pain that you're in, right? How does that sound? Bro, sounds like everything I need, man. Sounds like everything I need. And not only that, bro, the fourth thing that I'm going to be offering is the mindset because I believe that your thoughts become your reality. Whether you think you can't or whether you think you can, both are true. And so many times, it's like I always help my clients get a better mindset because this is not going to only improve upon your fitness, but it's going to improve every aspect of your life, right? When you have a success mindset, you're going to improve not only with your fitness, you're going to improve in terms of your relationship. You're going to be a better man for your girl. You're going to be a better man for yourself. You're going to be a better man for your coworkers and for your boss so that you can get that promotion. How does that sound? Bro, how much is it? How much is it? All right. Now you break it down. Now you give the price, right? Be like, bro, us working together for the 6 months is going to be $3,000. That's it. All right. Let's sign up. Boom. Right. You get the close right there. Or let's say like he's like, oh man, $3,000. $3,000 is a good amount of money, man. Can I get back to you and like like can I think about it? And now this is the portion where you handle those objections, right? So So normally when you have a pitch like that, like they feel very heard, they feel seen, they feel cared for, and you have the exact solution to their problems. If you have a financially qualified prospect, they're willing to sign up right away. They're like, bro, let's do it. Right. Let's get to work. Let's get to business. You're the real deal. Right. Because when you ask them these questions and ask them that in depth, no one in their lives is asking them these questions. No one. I can guarantee you that. Right. I can guarantee you that no one's asking them to this depth. Right. And through this, it's unsaid and it's unspoken, but you're a great listener and you heard them out and they're pouring their like whole life onto you. They feel like you're their friend now, like you're a brother to them. You know what I'm saying? Because now like they shared with you their life story basically, right? And they're sharing and opening up with their insecurities and their struggles. So they feel like, man, like this is coach for me, right? So now you pitch the program. It's like 3K for 6 months, right? They sign up, great. If not, here's how you handle it, right? So when it comes to handling objections, there's five things that you want to think about, right? Belief in themselves, belief in your program process, spouse, girlfriend, friend, spouse, girlfriend, um, time, finances, right? So there's potentially five things that hold people back from joining a program and committing to changing their life around, right? One is it belief in themselves. A lot of the times, it's actually this, bro, because they don't actually believe in themselves because, like, a lot of times they'll be like, man, like, I don't know if I can actually do this because they got 25 to 30 pounds overweight for a reason, right? You have to understand that, right? Not everyone's like you, right? Because we're in the position we're in to be coaches because we're driven, we're motivated, we're locked in with our goals, but they're not. They don't believe in themselves a lot of the times, but they're not going to tell you that. No one's gonna come up to you and be like, "Yeah, bro, I don't believe in myself," because that's like, embarrassing to say as a man, right? It's like
Right.
you're not gonna tell another man that you don't believe in yourself, but a lot of times it is, right? So the first thing that you always want to handle is it the belief in themselves, right? So when you hop on a call with them and you're gonna be like it's $3,000 for the 6 month program, would you like to sign up? Right? They're gonna be like, yeah, man, I gotta think about it. But it's like I'll definitely let you know, sometime this week if that works for me. Um, and all that stuff. And then here, like most coaches here will be like, okay, yeah, yeah, think about it and get back to me, right? Amateurs, right? You don't want to do that. Like you genuinely believe. First thing, it's like here, right? First thing in our sales mindset, you gotta change their life around. They need you to step up as a coach, right? You either sell them into your program to change their life for the better, or you get sold on their excuses, right? If they don't sign up for your program, you're not going to change their life around. They're going to still be overweight. They're still going to have low energy. They're still going to, struggle in their relationships. They're not going to get the promotion, right? That's the intensity you got to show up as a coach, right? Be like,
Right.
bro, you got to call them out, right? It's that tough love, right? It's like, hey, bro, do you mind if like I ask you some questions right now? And then you're gonna be like, yeah, it's like, what kind of questions do you have? I guess, like for you, like in terms of the program, like how does that sound? Like, do you feel like it's a good fit for you? Right. And they're gonna be like, yeah, it's a good fit for me. Like everything like you laid down, you listen to my struggles, you listen to my goals. I know like exactly what like I'm getting into, and I think your program is gonna, it's like change my life around. And I definitely believe in your process and how you do things, right? So it's not number two, right? You handle that first, right? It's like, okay, I guess, in terms of, it's like potentially like joining the program, like, is there anyone that's also like kind of like in the decision making process with you? Like, do you have a wife or a girlfriend or anything that, like you need to talk to, get permission from? Right? If they're like, no, like this is more for myself more than anything. Cool. Now it's not the girlfriend, not the spouse, not the belief and in the process. It's like in terms of the time, right? I know that we talked in the DMs. You told me that you're a software engineer working those 40 hours, right? In terms of time, do you feel like you can like allocate the time to be successful in doing something like this if I just laid out the exact structure, showed you exactly what you need to do step by step? Yeah, it's like time shouldn't be the issue, right? You told me that, I would only need to work out like 3 or 4 times a week, right? 45 minutes, an hour max. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. It's not the time, bro. And then now you go into the belief in themselves. It's like, like bro to bro. Do you genuinely feel like you can actually accomplish losing these 20 to 30 pounds right now? Like, and then he's gonna take a pause and just be like, honestly, bro, I don't know. I don't know if I can. I've tried so many things before. I've tried keto, I tried intermittent fasting, I tried, like calorie counting and I tried working out and all this stuff, like, but it's just like sometimes I just don't get myself to do it. Right. Now you ask him for permission. Hey, bro, like, is it cool if I have like some permission to coach you for a second, right? You ask for permission, right? Now you can give him some of that tough love. And as a coach, what would you genuinely say if you had a little brother that's 30 pounds overweight and he's like, bro, like I don't know if I can accomplish it. What would you genuinely say? And then you show up as the powerful coach, right? This is what I would say, bro. Like brother to brother, like I'm not even trying to sell you into the program right now, right? But brother to brother, this is what I genuinely would like, share with you, and you share that mindset, right? It's like, dude, I genuinely want you to change your life around because you told me in our call today that you've been struggling for the last 2 years, bro, struggling with being 25 to 30 pounds overweight, not showing up as the man that you need to be for your girl, not showing up as the man that you need to be for yourself, being at risk for all these health complications. right? Not showing up in the best way possible, like your clothes not fitting you the way that it's supposed to, right? How much longer do you feel like you want to struggle with that? Man, like not long, bro. Like I'm kind of get to a point where like I just want to do something. And now you ask them, it's like, what if you had the exact blueprint? You had the exact structure. I'm showing you and I'm guiding you step by step, showing you exactly what you need to do with your workouts, with your diet, with your and like holding you accountable, step by step, hand holding you through the entire process. Do you feel like you would like be successful in that? Yeah, I think I would, bro. I think I would. It's like if I'm in your corner inspiring you, we're hopping on calls, we're pushing you to that next level. We're doing this, we're doing that. We're making sure that you stay accountable and that you're actually doing the action steps that you need to be doing in order to accomplish your goals. Do you feel like you would have more confidence in you actually being more successful? Yeah, bro. Absolutely. Yeah. All right, bro. I think I'm ready to do this. Boom. 3K. Paid in full or payment plan, whatever, right? Because now it's like you instilled that belief into them, right? You made them believe more, right? And initially they were kind of hesitant because there's like like you got to understand it's like one, they've never done something like this before, like for the most part, right? And then two,
Right.
it's like they're overweight and they're struggling, right? So like they don't have the confidence. So you have to instill the confidence and the mindset with that. It's like sometimes you have to borrow the belief and the confidence of a coach and mentor and someone ahead of the journey than you. Borrow their belief because they've already been successful. They're like, bro, you can do it. Like I've done it, and this is what it takes to succeed. Let me take you there, bro. Let me pull you up to Mount Everest with me, right? Let me pull you up. That's what it is, right? And he's like, bro, like you're really gonna pull me up? Hell yeah, I am. I'm gonna pull you up to the top, bro. We're going to the top together, right? And then now they're like hyped up. They're like, bro, like, man, I think I just gained a brother, bro. I think I just gained a brother. I think I'm gonna commit to myself for the next 6 months and change my life around, right? But then let's just say like the difficulties of sales calls, intensifies even more, right? Oh man, dude, I'm like really like excited to join the program and I know that like bro, like I want to change my life around. I know you're the guy for me. Like everything that you mentioned on the call, is a good fit. But, it's like man, in terms of the finances, bro, like I think $500 a month is or like $3,000 for 6 months is a lot for me. Um yeah, I'm just gonna be honest, bro. Like it is a lot for me. And then you can just agree. It's like, yeah, totally understand, bro. It's a lot, you know. But I would also say it's a good thing. And then pause. It's like, huh? What do you mean it's a good thing? And then you're gonna be like, yeah, bro. So the reason why I said that is because it actually shows that you'd be serious, right? When was the last time that you got serious with your fitness goals? I don't like probably like 5 years ago, right? It actually shows that you would be serious because it's a good amount of money that when you financially invest it into yourself, invest into your health, invest it into having more confidence, investing into becoming a better man for yourself, becoming a better man for your significant other, right? You're gonna take it more seriously. Because if I were to give you a $5 like fitness program, would you take it seriously? No, you wouldn't, right? So the reason why it's 3,000 for the 6 months is because when you have more financial skin in the game, I truly genuinely believe those who pay more attention. And when you get committed with that, if it's a good amount of money, but not breaking your bank account, right? It's gonna put that, you know, commitment in. And that commitment is what's gonna drive results. And that's what I've seen time and time again. Just training and coaching all my clients, this is what it takes, bro. It takes that all-in commitment, it takes that, it's like you signifying, it's like, hey, I'm down to invest into myself. I want to change my life around. And then they're gonna think it's like, you're right, bro. Yeah. It's been a while since I got serious. And I agree with that too. And then now you ask him another question. Like while he's kind of like talking, you kind of want to cut him off a little bit. So it's like, so in terms like would you be, successful? Would you feel like you would commit like to the program and actually get amazing results if you financially invested that $3,000? Oh, hell yeah, I would. What do you feel like is holding us back?
Yeah.
Right? And sometimes it's like, I don't know. I don't know if this is the right time for me, and like all this stuff. And then if he says something like that, because people always find an excuse to get out of things rather than into things, right? So he's gonna be like, oh man, I don't know if it's the time for me. Like they just told you like the time like is good for them, but now they're going back on their word, be like, yeah, man, like I don't know if there's a time for me and all that stuff. And now you handled that one, right? It's like, I guess for you, bro, like in terms of time, like you've been struggling for the last 2 years with your fitness.
Yeah. Right. When is the
Like,
right time?
when do you feel like it's the right time, bro?
Right.
It's like if you keep on procrastinating, if you keep on having the same mindset that you're having,
Hmm.
who do you think you're gonna be 6 months from now? If you have the same excuses that you have right now, where are you gonna be 6 months from now? Oh, that gonna hurt deep, bro. It's like, dang, this guy, this coach really calling me out right now. It's like, he's right though. No, he's right. It's like these excuses that I'm giving to myself is the reason why I'm 25 pounds overweight, why I'm 30 pounds overweight, and I'm struggling, right? And now it's like, what's what else is holding you back, bro? I guess nothing, right? It's like, so what do you want to do, man? You want to change your life around? Yeah, I think I'm ready. Boom, done, right? Close. Let's say like we make it even more difficult, right? He's still not budging. He's like, bro, like everything you're saying, it makes sense, bro. It makes sense. And I genuinely want to change my life around, but it's just like I can't do the $3,000 for the 6 months. Like that doesn't fit within the budget, right? It's like it really doesn't, right? Like right here, like you've been kind of like working back and forth for so much, right? But sometimes it's like, dude, like now you ask the questions like if you had all the money in the world, would you commit on the spot right now? Yeah, I would commit on the spot right now if I had all the money in the world right now. But I just don't right now, bro. So I
Yeah.
so I guess right now, like in terms of like how much are you like willing to invest into yourself right now? Like what is your month or like what is your budget looking like? Right. Now you get a chance to hear what they kind of think your or like your coaching is valued at. You know what I'm saying? So and he might be like, dude, like I honestly didn't think that, it would be $3,000. No disrespect to you. Like everything that you offer and you have and all this stuff, it's like your prices are your prices. But I don't mean this by any means disrespectful, but I was looking at, you know, that 250 to 300 month mark, right? And then you can sit back a little bit and you can just be like, okay, let's say like hypothetically, it's like we made something like that work. Is that the only thing holding us back from working together? I think so, bro. Like if you can make that work, I would gladly sign up right now. So here's what you do, right? So you go on Stripe right here. Right. Have you set up Stripe by the way?
I did. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you're going to transaction and then you go to add new product right here, right? 6-month coaching program, 3,000. And then I'm gonna show you how to set up like a firm as well, right? Buy now, pay later service.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is what it would look like, right? So you go to a firm, right? And then this is what you would send them, right? It's like you will send them like a payment link, right? And I can review that after like we're done like with the pitch and all that stuff, but I'll just show you for now. So this is what they're gonna see, right? You can just be like, hey, do you see where it says affirm? Yeah, cool. Press learn more, and then go on there. It's like, cool. Look at all these options. Look at three of these options. Which one do you feel like works best for you and your budget right now? Right. And then they're gonna look, right? Obviously, the 500 a month, for 6 months is attractive, but they told you it's like they don't, they can't financially afford 500 a month right now. So you can be like, bro, the 270 a month every month for the next 12 months, would you be willing to do that? That works within your budget, right? Yeah. All right. If we could make this payment plan work for you, right? Would you be down to commit to changing your life around for the better? Yeah, I think so. Right. Okay, cool. So press see if you qualify. So you go through that entire process and all that stuff, and then, they get approved, and now you get paid $3,000 upfront, and they pay 270 every month for the next 12 months, and you locked in your deal.
Mm.
Boom. Crazy,
Good.
right? Because now you worked within their budget. But now, because like when you ask them what's your monthly budget, right? They're gonna be like 250 to 300, right? Realistically, like not 500, because sometimes people are just tight with their bills, right? They're just tight with it, right? So when you offer, it's like 270 for every month for the 12 months, right? It's like we're gonna work together for the 6 months, but you're gonna be paying, 12 months total, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so they're gonna be paying like a firm, it's like 270 every single month, but you get the $3,000 up front, right? So
Yeah.
you get paid everything up front and be like, all right, cool, boom, let's start working together, right? Easy. That makes it like seamless, super like a breeze. And this is such a golden tool because I didn't find out about this until like last year in November. Like someone told me about it, changed the trajectory of my coaching business around, right? Because
Wow.
before, like people would be like, dude, I don't think I can financially afford it. Like, I don't think I can like do this. With this, you never really have a financial, it's like objection anymore. Like you can make things work, right? Let's just say he goes like this guy goes through this process, and let's say like the best case scenario, he's like, all right, 270 a month for 12 months, I'm down. He sees if he qualifies, he gets it all done. Hey bro, Nasir, I just signed up, bro. Let's get started. Boom. Perfect. Best case scenario, right? Second best case scenario is he's like, it's like, is it cool if I don't pay it for the 12 months? Right? Um, it's like I think that would like yeah, I just don't want to be paying that over a span of 12 months, right? And you can just go back and just be like, okay, got you, bro. So I guess, like remind me again, like why you want to, like change your life around and why you want to accomplish these like 25 to 25, or tell me again why you want to lose these 25 to 30 pounds right now. And it's like, I want to do this, I want to do that. And they just tell you the reasons again. And it's like, I guess, do you feel like it's worth it? Do you feel like you would genuinely regret investing into yourself, investing into your health, investing into becoming a better man, investing into being a better man for yourself, becoming a better man for your wife or for your girl, right? And then he's gonna be like, it's like, no, I don't think I would like regret it. But it's just like it's a lot of money, bro. It's a lot of money, right? Like Yeah, even though I can't afford 250 to 300, it's a lot of money, bro. Yeah, I'm just thinking about that. It's just like the total price, bro. Right. And now it's like now you get to a point where it's like a negotiation game because it's like they're kind of like brokies, right? This is if you really want like I would encourage every single person, especially when you're first starting your online coaching business, sign up everyone, right? Don't leave any money on the table, right? And just be like, okay, genuinely, bro, like we've been on the call now for about an hour, and I genuinely just want to help you out, bro. Like what's something like realistic like you can it's like put down and we can commit right away,
Right.
and then they're gonna be like could, like could you make it like 1800. I can do 300 a month for 6 months. Now you just change up your program, right? Now he does the first option, right? And there you go, right? Now you get paid 1800. Boom. Close 300 a month, 6 months. You get paid upfront, locked in that $1,800 deal, and then he pays the firm 300 every month with 0% interest. Win for both parties, right? Obviously you wanted to close for that 3,000, but like just financially he's not in a position, right? But let's say like in the future when you deliver massive life transformation to him and he's getting all these results, he's gonna sign up again. Next time you can pitch him the full thing and he's gonna be like, all right. Because sometimes like in the beginning, it's kind of like I don't even know you like that, right? It's like your call was really good, but it's like I don't really know you like that. I don't like have too much faith into that, but it's like, all right, let's do this thing, bro. Right. So you get paid 1,800, right, up front, and then they pay every 300, and you close, right? Congratulations, you got a client. Let's change his life around. Let's focus on delivery now. Let's say he fights you on that even more, right? He fights you on that even more. It's like, dude, like, man, like, I do have 300, like a month and all that stuff, but man, like realistically, like, I don't know if I can financially afford that. Like, I think realistically, it might be like 150 to 200 to give me some leeway, you know. Would that work better for you? Right? Now he's just trying to negotiate even more, right? But like 200, right? 200, so that's 1,200, right? Right here, right? You can always negotiate down, right? Ideally, you want to sign him up 3K, 6 months, and you're gonna give him the best service of his entire life, right? But if he's paying like 1,200, like the accountability, the one-on-one calls, the support is a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not gonna be checking up on him like crazy amounts as if you would, with the regular client paying 3,000, right? Realistically, that's it's like how like service goes, right? Those who pay more get more time, get more attention, and everything, more accountability and all that stuff, right? But now it's like you close that $1,200 deal, right? That's it. Now you close. Congrats. You got a client. Whether it's 3K, 1,800, 1,200, you close, right? Even if he's like, bro, like, man, like I can only afford $60 a month. You still take that. You still take that, right? So this is what I was telling like one of the other guys today, right? You still take that, right? You can just be like, all right, how about 720? 720, $65 every single month for 12 months to join the 6 month program. Would you be willing to do that? All right. Like at this point, it's like $65. Like how much is your health worth to you, bro? Right?
Right.
Like, it's like, is it worth $65 a month? Like, how much are these like medical bills, hospital visits, and all that stuff? Like, if you have a health complication, how much money would that be? right? It's gonna be way more than 65. You know, like with the firm, you can close at any price, bro. You make sure that you just close, right? Like any call you hop on, you just, work your way down, work your way down. You make something happen, right? You make it work, especially when you're first starting off. You just want clients. You want cash flow and you want clients. Like it doesn't matter, right? Like whether, it's like 3,000 or 720. It's like as long as you're getting some sort of commitment because you need more clients. You need more testimonials. You need more before and afters because when you have more before and after photos, that increases your authority, right? To the people online and be like, dude, this guy knows what he's doing. But realistically, if I come on a page with a fitness coach and he's telling me he can get people amazing results, but I haven't seen one amazing result, it's like, it's like the credibility ain't there, right? So it's
Yeah.
your job to get at least 20 to 30 amazing client testimonials, right? And before and after pictures. And after that, you're chilling, right? You should not be charging, $65 a month in the future, right? You should not. You just don't, right? But in the beginning, you take everything, bro. Like as low as like if you're like, bro, I can only do $65 a month, close them for 720, right? Because on a firm you can play with this too. It's just like just play around with it. Right? It's like 65 for 12 months and you get to understand, it's like what to set your pricing, set like these payments up and all that stuff and boom, you'll get it. Right? So whether you close for 3K, 1800, 1200, 720, whatever, right? Just make the math work, right? I always tell people like try to make the math work as much as possible, right? If they say that they can only afford like $70 a month, I would make it 720 and then I would make them, it's like invest over a span of 12 months, right? You'll be doing payments for 12 months, but $65 a month. You down? Yeah. All right, cool. Let's make it happen. Right? So you get paid 720 like up front, right? Boom. Right? That's one person, right? Like there should never like worst case scenario, worst case scenario, you take them on for free. Worst case scenario. Like you work your way down. It's like 3K, 1800. Like you just work your way down to the point where it's like, dude, I'm broke. I don't have any money. Like let's just say they lie to you, right? Bro, can I just change your life for free, bro? Like I'm gonna sign you on and let me deliver amazing results to you, right? And like give me a month of us working together. If you like what you see, sign up with me for the entire 6 months. Sound cool? Sounds cool. Sign them up. Sign them up. Because the mentality with this is when you sign them up and you get them amazing results, like sometimes people are very skeptical. It's like, can this coach help me out? Will I stay committed? Is this coach good at what he does and all that stuff? Right? Just coach him for free for a month. Right? Because one, there's social proof on your end now too, right? Because if he's dropping weight, he's like setting in his meal prep pictures and all that stuff, right? You can post that on your social media. Now your social media is popping. Everyone's like, holy cow, Nasir's working with, this client, he's killing it. He lost 2 pounds in the first week. He's hitting his meal prep. He's sending in his gym photos. Now you, guess what? You look like a popping coach. You look like you're in high demand. You look like, it's like you're an established trainer, right? It's kind of like the analogy. It's like, would you rather, if you're driving on a road and you see two restaurants, one restaurant has no customers, right? Pretty dry. And then now you see another one lines outside the door, tons of clients, or like tons of people, right? And you're just like looking over and you're like, what the heck's happening over here? You weren't planning on eating, but now you want to go check it out. Like, what's the hype about? What's the commotion about? Right?
Right.
Like, what's going on over here? That's how most people on social media is, right? When you start posting, right, your client wins, your client success stories, the before and afters, your client's winning. It's like every screenshot, hey, I did this, I did that. Now you got other people looking at your stuff and be like, yo, like he's working with a lot of clients, right? Man, like I want to be a part of this. I don't want to be slacking on my goals. Like I have
Right.
been slipping a little bit. And then now they're seeing you work with tons of clients and you hop on a call with them and they know they respect you a lot more because one, you're in high demand. Two, it's like you're working with a lot of clients. Three, it shows that, like you're helping your clients win. So guess what that does? It increases, it's like the know, like, and trust factor for your prospects. Now they want to sign up. They're way more likely to sign up for your program, right? So
Right.
that's why free is still good, right? Especially in the beginning, like pitch them the full price, work down, negotiate, 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 right? Even 100 a month, 50 a month, whatever it is, just take something, right? Worst case scenario, just be like, bro, let me just work with you for free for a month. Let me show you that I'm good at what I do, and let's sign you up, bro. Like, I just genuinely want to like change your life around because you told me you're going through with this, you're going through with that, right? And I don't want to see you struggle, bro. Like, bro to bro, like, I just want to see you win, man.
Mhm.
And then you're gonna be like, all right, like, let's do it, right? You can like just and you can just be like, dude, just think about it as like a free 1 month trial, right? Let me change your life around. Let me show you I'm good at what I do. And you genuinely deliver so much results to him. You get him amazing results in that first month. And after that first month, guess what? If you actually do a good job as a coach, he's gonna be down 6, 7, 8, 10 pounds in the first month. He's gonna be like, bro, your methods work. What you do like actually works. Bro, all right, here's the money, right? It's easy because you really helped him get like those results, right? So that's what you kind of want to think about, right?
Got it.
Yeah. Any questions so far?
Man, that was just a lot of value, bro. I'm freaking excited to go. Like, I want to go test this on my shorty right now. Like, I just want to like sell her. Like, I just want to just play around with people that I know and just do it. Like, I'm definitely like that gave me a lot of confidence because now I'm gonna hop on both of those calls on Thursday and like, no matter what, like I'm gonna leave with something.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's the thing, bro. Like you're gonna get them. You're gonna get them for sure.
yeah,
Right.
it's just about I'm gonna get them. It's just about how much at this point. Like, it is what
Exactly.
it is.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like the worst case scenario is like free,
right.
right? You can't lose. But if they like worst case scenarios, they're like, yeah, I don't want to do this in the first place. Bro, get off my face, bro. I'm unfollow, right? You don't want to change your life around. You don't even want free coaching. Man, get on my face.
That, yeah, that's not even the type of individual I want to work with. What the
Exactly.
hell?
Exactly. Right. Like you don't even want them inside your follower. Like, it's like remove them as a follower. Um, but yeah, it's like, was that helpful in terms of like breaking down like the mindset and like the strategy, the tactics, and how you go about things?
Bro, was it helpful, bro? Like, come on, man. It was, bro. That's like, I honestly, I don't know what to say. I just want to just keep booking these calls. 'Cause I feel like I'm gonna be so good at this, bro.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm gonna be so good at it. Like, it's bad, bad.
Yeah, do it, bro. Like I'm telling you, like as you sharpen these skills, as you keep on developing it, and as you keep on learning, growing, developing, and continuously investing into yourself, into your knowledge, bro, you're just gonna get better and better and better and better, right? And next thing you know, you're gonna be closing these deals left and right, and it's like seamless. Like maybe like the first couple calls, you might, be a little bit nervous, like how's it
Yeah.
go, like the pitch, like you never know, like what people's excuses are on why they don't want to change their life around in terms of fitness. But you're gonna get some hands-on experience now, right? And get to know. Right. Like why are certain excuses holding most people back? Right. And you can
Mm,
handle it, right? And you get to see it in live time because obviously I did it on a Google Doc because I've done it so many times, right? This is just an example, right? But you're gonna have your call with real people right? With real struggles and all that stuff. And then you take notes, right? Take notes, be affirming, right? And always place this identity on them of like someone that is successful, right? Always commend them for certain things. It's like, man, I just want to commend you, bro. Like, even hopping on this call shows me that you're serious. Small little things, bro. Small little things. You hyping me up a little bit right now, you know? Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because
dude.
in your brain, you really think like, yo, yeah, like yeah. Even if you don't really truly believe you're serious,
Exactly.
you're like, yeah, I'm serious. Yeah, right, right.
Exactly. Right. Small little ways. It's subtle. Right.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, this doesn't only apply to fitness, but this applies to every aspect of life. You gas people up a little bit, right? You speak life into people. You hold them to a higher standard, right? And they start operating that way.
Mm, damn, damn. This is why I'm happy. I'm happy I made that investment, bro. Because it's just because it's true. It's real value. It's real value. Like it's real value.
Yeah,
And I
bro.
love it. I love that, man. I'm excited, bro. I just want to just book a bunch of calls so I could get those reps in and just
Yep.
continuously, like I know I got my first call on Thursday.
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, how do you deal with that? Like, should I follow up tomorrow and be like, yo, or like, how does that
Yeah,
work?
typically the day of, right? I'll just send them, be like, hey, it's like Nasir, super excited to like hop on our call at 5 p.m. CST today. That's it, right? And that's basically I get their number and all that stuff, and then the day of, I'll just be like, hey, just gonna give you a phone call at 5 p.m. today, right? They're gonna be like, thumbs
Phone
up,
call?
yeah, phone call,
Give
phone
them a phone.
call,
Okay.
or you
So
can
no
hop
Zoom.
on, like you can hop on a Zoom with them too, right? To have this type of connection, right? Um, yeah, I would say like Zoom is always better because it's like you're like human connection, right? It's
Mhm.
always better, but you can do it on a call too. I've closed like 95% of my calls on a call, right?
Wow.
Right. Like I don't need to hop on Zoom for the most part. Because people see me enough, right? Right. So it's just kind of like if they're like complete random strangers, maybe hop on a call, right? To show that you're actually human. You know what I'm saying? But if you kind of like know this person, they've seen you before, they've been following your content for a long, long time, you can just hop on a call. But if they're like recent followers, then I would say hop on a Zoom call, right? Just to, be more personable, like have more connection, right? It's kind of like meeting a stranger, right? It's like, would you want to, hop on, it's like a call and then hand them over, thousands of dollars, right? If you don't continuously see
Right.
them through their content or their videos or their stories, right? You have to watch enough, right? For people to kind of like know you, you know.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, it's like later in the future, I'm gonna be teaching you strategies on how to, it's like get more clients as well, right? In terms of growing. Today's was on, it's like sales and, getting or converting your already existing followers to become clients of yours so that you can change their life around. But then in the future, like once you finish setting out the DMs and all that stuff, I want to teach you other strategies on how to grow your page even more through content, through better marketing, through certain strategies and tactics, right? So that you can grow, it's like your followers of people that you actually want to target, right? And then also on top of that, soon we're going to get a content strategy down as well. And then we'll get a content strategy down for Instagram. And once you get locked down with that, I already know you're going to get locked down with that, right? And then we'll hop on YouTube as well, right? Because
Damn.
YouTube is one of the best ways to nurture people, to get people to know you, right? Like you make it once and now you distribute it to 10, 100, like 1,000, 10,000 people, right? And it's evergreen. It's there for the rest, like rest of your life until YouTube shuts down, right? So you can document your journey. Hey, let me show you like a day in the life of an online fitness coach. Hey, Let me share my story on why I became a fitness coach. Let me share with you like my upbringing. Let me share with you some like 5 lessons I learned in football, right? That led me to become the man I am today, right? These are things that people get a lot of value from, right?
Right.
Especially if you play like collegiate like sports and all that stuff. It's like, dude, I want to learn from, like a guy that plays collegiate football, right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, right. And then they watch those videos, and the next thing you know, they feel like you're their best friend, right? It's like people watch you, but you might not know them,
Right.
right? And it's like, yo, who's this guy, right? And then
Bro.
like sometimes I'd be walking around here, right? I would go to the grocery stores and all that stuff. You're gonna be like, yo, you're Ray Tang, right? It's like, yeah, what's up, bro? Like, what's your name? It's like, dude, I watch all your YouTube videos. I'm like, dude, that's freaking amazing. I'm so glad you got value from it. I don't even know their names, but they probably know my entire story. They know why I got into fitness coaching. They know why I got into business coaching. They know why, like I'm doing all this stuff. They see the journey. They see everything that I'm doing, but I don't know them. Right? That's the beauty, bro.
Yeah.
That's the beauty with social media. Right? You're gonna unlock that, bro. One step at a time. Right now, DMs, calls. That's it. But, future is gonna be crazy, bro.
And I already know, bro. I'm excited, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I'm excited. Like, I'm gonna just get back to work as soon as I'm done. Like
Yeah.
on the phone, right?
Let's do it, bro.
Are you gonna? Yeah. So I saw, like, I didn't get the first recording, but I saw it on YouTube. Though. I could just watch it there, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You wanna post this one on YouTube too?
Yeah. I'll post this one.
Cool. Yeah. So, cause then I'll know exactly where to watch myself all the time. Like, cause bro, like I sit here, I don't say nothing. I just let you speak. Cause, bro, honestly, like you said, it was gonna blow my mind. You told me that yesterday, so I was like, yeah, it's just like
Yeah.
there's always a reason and a method behind what you're doing. So I really like that.
Yeah.
It's very fire. Cause especially for some, I'm pretty sure the first time you was hearing this stuff too, you was like, bro, like what? Like,
Yeah. It's gonna be massive value, bro. It's like that's what it is. Always be a like value giver wherever you go. Wherever
right,
you go, give as much value as possible.
that, more, bro.
All right, bro. Any other questions?
Nah, bro, you answered every like question that I have. But if I do, I'll hit you up, and you're gonna share that doc with me, right? To
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
my
I already
yeah,
shared with you.
yeah, that's it.
Awesome. All right, sounds good, bro. Let's take massive action. Send out those DMs. Let's close those calls.
Great, thank you. I appreciate it, man.
Yep. See you, bro.